This could be the year Yaya Diyabi becomes a household name in the NFL or gets lost in the shadows. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have a defensive monster quietly waiting to explode, and his time might finally be here. After back-to-back seasons of flashes and fire, the big question remains: can Yaya Diyabi take that next leap and become a true game-changer off the edge? With more help, more pressure on opposing offenses, and a chip on his shoulder, this could be the breakout Bucs fans have been waiting for. Let's break it all down. Script rewrite. Simple, dramatic, and high energy. We're in that weird part of the offseason. The draft is over, training camp hasn't started, and everyone's just waiting for the real action to begin. But right now is exactly when future stars are made. And for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, there are a few young players who could completely change the game if they take that next step. Let's talk about one of them. A fan favorite. A hard-nosed defender who brings the heat every time he's on the field. He's not a big name across the NFL, not yet, but Bucs fans know exactly who he is. That man is Yaya Diyabi. Now listen, Yaya isn't a bad player by any stretch. In fact, he's already shown that he can be a real threat, but he hasn't hit that next level just yet. He hasn't become the guy who takes over games, and that's what this year is all about. This is the season Yaya Diyabi could go from solid to unstoppable. Let's break down the numbers. In his rookie season, Yaya had 7.5 sacks, and he barely even started until halfway through the year. Last season, just 4.5 sacks, which isn't enough for your top pass rusher. But here's the thing. He still finished among the top 15 in pressures. That means he was constantly getting after the quarterback. He just wasn't finishing the job. So what changes now? Well, the Bucs went out and got Haason Reddick, one of the most respected edge rushers in the game. Reddick is going to pull attention away from Yaya. And don't forget, Vita Vea and Kalijah Kancey are still blowing up the middle, demanding double teams. That creates a perfect storm for Diyabi to feast on one-on-one matchups all day long. Now Yaya gets a full offseason to sharpen his tools, work on his pass rush moves, and study film like a madman. This isn't just potential anymore. It's opportunity. Everything is lining up for a breakout. He's got the size. He's got the speed. He's got the motor. And now, finally, he's got the help around him. So the question is, will he rise or will he fade? This is the year Yaya Diyabi proves whether he's a rotational piece or a cornerstone of the Bucs defense for years to come. Bucs fans, I need to hear from you. Do you believe Yaya Diyabi can hit double-digit sacks this season? Rate your confidence in him from 1 to 10 in the comments, and tell me what you want to see from him in 2025. Let's talk Bucs football, and don't hold back. Yaya Diyabi brings the fire. But if this next young star doesn't rise fast, the entire Bucs offense could be in trouble. Pressure is building, not just on the defense, but right in the heart of the offensive line. The Bucs are counting on a second-year player to anchor the trenches, communicate with precision, and protect their franchise quarterback. One mistake? It could cost them the season. Let's dive into the future of Barton and why this offseason might define his entire career. Script rewrite. Section 2. Simple, bold, dramatic. Let's keep it real. Yaya Diyabi is doing everything but finishing the job. The pressure, it's there. The hustle, no doubt. But in today's NFL, just getting close isn't enough. Turning a 2nd and 7 into a 3rd and 13 with a sack? That's what separates good players from dominant ones. And this year, that's what Yaya Diyabi must become. A finisher. A double-digit sack guy. The Bucs need that in a big way, especially because the secondary still has questions. Sure, we've got Zion McCollum stepping up. Jamel Dean is still holding it down, but he's been inconsistent. Rookie Benjamin Morrison? We don't know yet. And while Antoine Winfield Jr. is elite, who's going to stand strong next to him? Tyke Smith? There's talent, but also uncertainty. That's why a consistent pass rush from Yaya could be the best help this secondary gets all year. Now let's flip to the offensive side, because the Bucs are placing a ton of hope and pressure on a young man entering just his second year in the NFL. And last year, this rookie was thrown into the fire with one of the hardest transitions a lineman can make. We're talking about Graham Barton, a player who was a left tackle in college, and now has to command the entire offensive line as a center. That switch is no joke. It's not just about snapping the ball. It's about controlling the line, reading defenses, communicating protection calls, and reacting in seconds. And the Bucs asked him to do it all at just 21 years old. Was it perfect? Number. But did we see flashes of something special? Absolutely. There were games where Graham looked like a future Pro Bowler. Quick feet, powerful blocks, pulling across the field like a freight train. He kept pressure off Baker, opened up running lanes, and looked composed. But then there were other games where the cracks showed. Miscommunications, penalties, a few bad snaps, some rough reps where it felt like the moment might have been just a little too big, for now. But here's the key. That was his rookie year. Now Graham Barton has a full offseason to slow the game down, improve his technique, and master his new role. And according to former NFL offensive linemen and even Hall of Famers, the upside with this kid is massive. They've broken down his film and love what they see. The footwork, the power, the football IQ. He just needs time, and this is the time. He's still only 22 years old, 6 feet 5 inches, 314 pounds, built for the trenches. If he levels up this year, he won't just be a solid center. He'll be the anchor of the offensive line, the guy who keeps Baker Mayfield upright, the leader who gives this offense the foundation it needs to thrive. So tell me, Bucs fans, do you believe Graham Barton is ready to take command of the O-line? Can he fix the communication issues and become the dominant force we need at center? Drop your thoughts in the comments and give me your confidence level from 1 to 10. Let's talk trenches, let's talk growth, and let's talk Bucs football. No more excuses, no more rookie learning curve. It's time for Graham Barton to rise, or risk falling behind. He's no longer just the young kid finding his way. He's now the anchor of the Buccaneers' offensive line. No draft distractions, no positional confusion, just pure focus. But can he finally silence the doubters and dominate at center? Let's break it down. Script rewrite. Section 3. Bold, simple, engaging. This year is different for Graham Barton. Completely different. There's no combine to prepare for. No pro days. No position switch. No chaos. For the first time in years, Barton can fully lock in on one job: being the starting center of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That means no distractions, no noise, just pure focus on the playbook, the protection calls, and becoming the voice of the offensive line. And that's a huge deal. Now he can dive deep into Josh Grizzard's offensive system, study every detail of every call, and master the art of identifying defenses. His job is to recognize what the defense is doing pre-snap, and then deliver that information instantly to the guys around him. That level of communication? It separates average linemen from elite ones. Last season, Barton was thrown into the deep end. And yeah, he struggled. Let's not sugarcoat it. He had 13 penalties, which ranked dead last, 64th out of 64 among all NFL centers. That's not what you want. But here's the thing. That's also normal for a rookie center making one of the hardest transitions in football. That was his welcome to the NFL moment. But even through those growing pains, there were flashes of brilliance. Barton showed elite athleticism, strength, and potential. And more importantly, he never looked overwhelmed. He never gave up. And now, with a full off-season to reset, he has a chance to turn those flashes into consistency. Pro Football Focus wasn't exactly generous with their grades last year. His pass blocking was decent, but they knocked him hard on run blocking. Honestly, I think that's harsh, because when you actually watch the tape, You see a plus starter, a guy with real upside who just needed more time to adjust. And now he has it. This offseason, Graham knows exactly what's ahead. He knows Baker Mayfield is his quarterback. He knows Josh Grizzard is his offensive coordinator. He knows the system. He knows the expectations. And when you combine all of that knowledge with Barton's natural talent and work ethic, how can you not believe that this guy is ready to take the next step? Let's not forget, Jason Licht drafted this man in the first round for a reason. He saw something special, a left tackle at Duke who had the brains, power, and versatility to become a top-tier NFL center. That vision is about to become reality in 2025. So yes, Barton struggled last year, but he's no longer a rookie. He's now the anchor of the offensive line, and with his full focus on just one position, this could be the breakout season we've been waiting for. Transition to next player. And now, we turn our attention to another young buck. Same draft class as Yaya Diyabi. A third-year player with raw talent and unreal speed, but a career that's been slowed by injuries and setbacks. He's played just 3.5 games in 2 years. But what if this is the year he finally stays healthy and explodes? Let's talk about the next possible breakout star for Tampa Bay in 2025. He played just a few games and still changed everything. This defense fell apart the moment he left the field. Now imagine what happens if he stays healthy. Servassier Dennis isn't a big name. He's not flashy. But he might just be the most underrated key to the Buccaneers' defense in 2025. Let's talk about the one player nobody is watching, but everybody should be. Script rewrite. Section 4. Bold, clean, simple, emotional. Before the injury, you could feel it. He was starting to turn heads. Servassier Dennis was flying around the field, making plays, doing the dirty work, and showing flashes of becoming a true difference maker. And listen, I'm not just a fan. I'm one of the biggest believers in this guy. I've been pounding the table since day one. And if you remember just one thing from this video, remember this name. Servassier Dennis. The Buccaneers believe in him too, and they've made it clear. They didn't draft a single linebacker this year. Not one. That speaks volumes. That's trust. That's confidence. And I feel the exact same way. Now I get it. Some people think he hasn't done enough yet. Some fans say, he's just average, or he hasn't shown anything. But how can you make that judgment? The truth is, he hasn't had the chance to put much on film. But what we have seen, it's exactly what the Bucs need. Servassier is smart. Not just football smart, field general smart. He reads plays, reacts quickly, and has the speed and agility to keep up in coverage. That's the exact combination this defense needs next to a legend like Lavonte David. Look back at the start of last season. This defense was locked in. We dominated the Commanders. We beat the Lions in Detroit. Even in the Eagles game, early on, Philly's offense couldn't do a thing. You know who was on the field during that run? Servassier Dennis. And then he went down with a shoulder injury, and everything changed. The middle of the field fell apart. The drop-off was massive. The defense was scrambling, rotating guys like KJ Britt and JJ Russell. And the communication wasn't the same. The speed wasn't the same. The heart wasn't the same. So yes, I'll proudly beat the drum for this guy. He's 6 feet tall, 226 pounds, 25 years old. And if he can stay healthy, he can be a game changer. I know there are skeptics. Some will say, he's just potential. And that's fine. This is football. Everyone's got opinions. But I've seen enough to believe that if Servassier Dennis can stay on the field, he can reach the next level and fix a lot of what hurt this defense last season. Final wrap-up, high-energy outro. So there you have it. 3 names. 3 rising stars. Yaya Diyabi, Graham Barton, and Servassier Dennis. Young, hungry, still on their rookie deals, and all capable of taking that massive leap in 2025. And make no mistake, if these guys step up, the Buccaneers will be in the playoff hunt. They'll absolutely be a threat in the NFC. And who knows, maybe even another Super Bowl run. Now it's your turn. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Who's your breakout player for the Bucs this year? Do you agree with these picks, or do you think someone else deserves the spotlight? And on a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you in this team for 2025? Let's get loud, Bucs fans. Let's get bold. Go Bucs, and I'll see you in the comments.